Hello, everyone. How are we all doing? Bitcoin's just reclaimed $67,000 as we've started this stream. Just going to put my phone on charge. Won't be a second. Yeah, Bitcoin's just reclaimed $67,000, and it looks like we have put in a bottom. It looks like, anyway. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know. It looks like we have put in a bottom, friends. That's what it looks like to me, anyway. We may come back down to this area, though. I think probably what we'll get initially is a squeeze up, and then maybe, you know, revisit towards 62, 63k potentially to real test, you know, what should now be demand. But do let me know what you guys think, of course. But yeah, how are we all? Got Nick, we got Brandon in the chat. Welcome. Oi, Lee, how we doing, mate? Great to see you. Yeah, how is everyone doing? Make sure you get your likes in, people. Make sure you get your likes in. Let's get the likes going straight away. Yeah, I think it looks like probably we're going to bounce pretty hard today. Well, we already have so far, haven't we? I mean, XRP got murdered yesterday, didn't it? It got absolutely murdered. I think it was down like 30% at one point. But I mean, look at that. What a bounce that is so far. V reversal. Sol bouncing pretty nicely. ETH bouncing pretty nicely. It looks like that looks like capitulation, doesn't it? I think this wick, particularly across the board on everything. Last night, well, bang on midnight, actually. Bang on midnight. It looks like we've had capitulation for now, and, you know, liquidation of the downside for now, at least. Missed the £50 GBP driving home last night on Sol. Oh, no way, really? Oh, yeah, because that. Yeah, so that would have took it, yeah, to about 50 quid, wouldn't it? Yeah. Oh, mate, as if. Yo, Bosco, how we doing? So what did you do, Lee? Did you just jump in? Mate, you should have had your alerts on, and you could have pulled over quick. Should have had your alerts set, and then as soon as you're seeing it, right, fucking pull over as soon as I can. Did you end up jumping in, or what did you do? How we doing, Bosco, mate? Great to see you. Yeah, we're getting a good bounce across the board, aren't we, people? We're getting a good bounce across the board, but I mean, that was mental yesterday, wasn't it? It was absolutely mental. What a sell-off that was. And yeah, I mean, I don't think Bitcoin is out of the woods. Personally, what does everyone else think? Let me know, but I don't think Bitcoin is out of the woods. What I think we'll probably get is obviously a short squeeze, but I don't think we're going to V-reverse all the way back up towards Sailor's entry. I think probably what's likely is we will just squeeze to a point. Probably, if I was to pin my estimations on it, would be this area here. This also lines up with previous high time frame resistance as well, bear in mind. That lines up with previous high time frame resistance. I mean, look at that. It basically pinned 60k, didn't it? It just basically pinned 60k. But I think probably what we'll see, in my opinion anyway, again, of course, it's got in at £60, but was waiting on that 50. Yeah, mate. Shame, innit? I hate it when that happens. But yeah, Bitcoin's pushing up. What I think probably we'll get is a pump into here. And then at that point, Bitcoin comes into supply. and then we will just chop back down towards this area. And probably what we want to see is obviously that wick left alone. Ideally, is that wick left alone. But I think probably we'll chop up towards 71, 72. Let me know what you guys think anyway in the chat. Because if you do go back and look, obviously, where was previous? I mean, look at that bounce on that weekly candle already. But where was previous resistance on the weekly? It was towards 70, 71, wasn't it? So that lines up perfectly on the hourly. You know, if you draw that across the weekly, it's obviously a bit of a bigger gap in it. But if you go to then the hourly, then that basically puts us right slap bang in towards supply. So I think personally that's what I'll be looking for, and then what we want to see is obviously demand come in. You know, pretty much like what we got last time. If we go and have a look, what we got last time in November, we're gonna have to scroll quite a bit back. You know, if you look, the last time we got capitulation and liquidation, you know, you get an initial bounce, but then, you know, you typically come back at some point to then revisit demand and the levels. May not come again, you know, that's why probably if that is liquidation and capitulation on that wick, then we shouldn't really test it. But yeah, I mean, strong bounce so far. We may not even come back down there, who knows? You know, we may plow all the way through. But I think really what we've seen now is a real shift in the high time frame trend, I think, anyway. Because I think if you look at the weekly, you know, we've seen this would take a huge effort on Bitcoin now to regain the high time frame trend, I think. I think probably what is more likely, and again, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section. But I think probably what is more likely is at some point, you know, whatever happens between now and the rest of February, we'll grind up in towards here, put in another lower high, and then slap it back down. I think there's been a potential real shift in the trend, which is dangerous for sure. I mean, yeah, does anyone think that is just a complete bottom? I think given the speed and the velocity of the sell-off, I'm personally awaiting the news of some entity having blown up, whether that's an exchange, whether that's, you know, one of the big operators in crypto. I think the speed and the aggressiveness of the two sell-offs, this one and then consolidation in this one was obviously a chance for people to sell at high prices, whoever was driving the price down. Sell at high prices, get the best value for coins as possible, slap it down, and then this was, right, pin it between here and here, let liquidity build, and then, right, unleash the bags again. So I think it is pretty dangerous where we're at. The high time frame trend. Yeah, I mean, you find it hard to believe that suddenly, I mean, if you pull up the 200 weekly moving average, you find it hard to believe that, right, that's it, bang. You know, any sort of bear market done now. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think just the fact of how fast it went kind of makes me think that we're in for something nasty now. And I think if you look at this, even that, you know, that potentially looks like the next one, doesn't it? Down towards here, the 300 weekly moving average. We could even, you know, we could end up losing that. But what I do think is, obviously, anyone that's now late to the party, being bearish and short, is about to get ripped a new arsehole. Pardon for the foul language. I do excuse the foul language, but I think, yeah, anyone that's late shorting now or trying to short this before it's had a proper bounce is going to get absolutely pumped with longs. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't try and short this here, would you? I don't think. GM Jeff, how we doing? How are we doing? Yes, so that's what I think anyway. I may be wrong. You guys let me know what you think. But I think we're going to see a dead cat bounce towards 71, and then we'll drop all the way back down. You don't tend to get a V reversal on these types of things. It takes a lot of time, doesn't it? So we'll see what happens. But I mean, Bitcoin's in a scary situation. it's because of the speed of it as well, innit? Like, does anyone else just find it completely hard to believe that, like, that's it, bear market done, no more? I don't know. I do look at now these levels that we've plotted out and thinking, right, I'm that 30k region. This would be wild, but I don't think it's out of the question by any means. I mean, we're already a lot of the way there, aren't we? But I think first we'd need to put some sort of like lower high in there, just kind of grind it up diagonally. Let's take this. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. 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 But yeah, how's everyone feeling? Is everyone okay? Hopefully, no one is too down in the dumps. I really hope you're all okay. Probably something like this. Probably something like that. What does everyone think? I mean, do you know what's pretty wild? I think it was only Monday that we were talking about Bitcoin tagging the 200 weekly moving average, and it was like 20% away from it, wasn't it? It was only Monday that was. I mean, if you go back and do you know what? Hang on, I'm on the wrong tab setting here. All them tabs are wrong. Hang on. So yeah, it was only Monday that we were looking at the 200 weekly moving average. I mean, we just melted, didn't we? What did that do? It opened from where it closed on Monday. Did minus 23%. Wild. It's only money. I'd done some consolidating. I am just now on sidelines with trades. Question is how long? Yeah, I think it's I mean, yeah, minus 20% on Bingo is it is wild, isn't it? Within the space of a week. Yeah, I think we're definitely due a bounce now. That should be it. And I think probably we'll get. My estimation is we'll get something like that over the next 3 to 6 months. I think we'll probably see overall capitulation towards the end of the year, and then that should be it. We should be up only in 2027, and not up only, but up fast in 2027 and kind of leave it behind. That's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment. Now back towards, go back towards anywhere in towards 85, slam it into resistance, and then good night, see you later. You could extend it down to 30k if you wanted to. If you are feeling extremely bearish, you could extend it down. How do I do that? Wait, oh yeah, there we go. You could do it something like that if you wanted. That's what I'm thinking. Should go and teach shorts now that you don't short the market late. You don't short the market late. I tell you what, Jeff, as well, and anyone else in the Discord, it was a good job I closed that trade out on last night. So I longed a little bit too early at like 65, and I closed it at like 63.5, something like that, as Bitcoin was going down. But it's a good job I did, because that wick overnight would have certainly taken me out. So that was good. That was a good decision. The bad decision was I then didn't put a limit order in. I didn't put a limit order in for a capitulation wick. I have no idea why. I kind of just went to bed and thought I'll have a look in the morning. Where, I mean, yeah, if you set bids anywhere towards 60, 61 to 62, bang, you basically nailed the bottom, didn't you? I don't know why I didn't do that. But yeah, I mean, we're now down over. That point down to 60%, 60k means that we're down over 50% from all-time high, which is crazy, isn't it? It doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like that. It certainly looks like that on some altcoins, doesn't it? It certainly looks like that on some altcoins, but it doesn't feel like it, not that much. But yeah, I think overall, that should be the end of the selling, at least for the next couple of months. I think probably what we'll see now, and let me know your guys' thoughts. I think probably what we'll see now is is some sort of accumulation and bottom form, and then we'll go up, and then I think we'll come back down. Yo, trading for life, how are we doing, legend? Great to see you. So yeah, you guys let me know what you think in the chat, but that's what I'm thinking. I think probably the bottom's in for now. Initially, squeeze up 71k supply, drop back down, but then form obviously some sort of range in here, then push it up towards 85, and then give it the hammer for the final leg down in towards the end of the year. That's my estimations. What happened to the market? So many wreck. Well, for one, it's very evident now anyway, when you look on the weekly. But basically, Bitcoin's trend just shifted, didn't it? There's not enough buyers and too many sellers, and that's it. You know, Bitcoin's overall high time frame trend has shifted. We was in a bull market. We're now not in a bull market. That's obviously very clear. And Bitcoin's overall trend has shifted, which basically means that sellers have control of the market, and that's it. There's no real reason behind it, although I do think there may be a reason. I think probably what we'll see over the next week or 2 weeks is that one or maybe a few big plays have blown up. That's my estimation. We got Steve-O in the chat. Maybe Steve's heard anything from his woo-woo guys. I don't know. But I think generally it's just a bearish trend. You know, the high time frame trend on Bitcoin now is bearish. We're not in a bull market. We are in a bear market. And yeah, that's it. But there's no real reason for anything. You don't have to have a reason to go down. Basically, if there's, you know, obviously if sellers have control of the market, then the trend is bearish. And, you know, Bitcoin's bearish, and yeah, that's it. You don't have to have a reason. I mean, if you really want me to give you a reason, we basically just lost support, didn't we, at 85k? You know, this was obviously the demand zone there. There was your demand zone, and we lost it. This will be called the Epstein dump. Yeah, I think. I mean, yeah, you know, there's a few different reasons. Justin says, "Is it wrong how much I enjoyed watching the chaos?" It was wild, wasn't it? I was sat there kind of in a bit of disbelief. Who and why are they saying Epstein is Satoshi? Because in some of his emails, he was talking about Bitcoin in like 2011. So in 2011, Epstein was emailing people about Bitcoin, and I forgot his name. One of the very early Bitcoin bulls, like there was one guy that was basically the first on Bitcoin, and he was very vocal about Bitcoin and very basically just like one of them prophets, you know, basically saying like this is going to be massive back in 2011 when it was just nothing. And basically he put out a tweet saying that Epstein went round in them early days funding. Let me try and find the thing. I don't want to get anything wrong. I can't remember what his name was. And basically that's what it is. Let me see. Let me see if I can find the guy, because he basically he explained what happened and obviously why, you know, this all came about. I can't remember his name. Anyway, so that's what it was. And yeah, so I don't really know if there's anything in that, to be honest. But basically, just the trend is bearish, isn't it? Like, if you go back and have a look, initially there wasn't any reason for this apart from the fact that Bitcoin's cycle just ended. If you look at this, there wasn't any reason for that apart from the cycle just ended and Bitcoin's bullish momentum ran out. There was more sellers than buyers, and that's it. Like, you don't have to have a major reason, do you? But what I do think probably we'll see in the next week or two is that one or two big players have blown up. Now, I don't know who that will be, but I think probably this all goes back towards the 10th of the 10th, the 10th of October crash. And I think probably what we're now seeing is just a delayed ripple effect of, maybe it's a couple of large crypto funds, or maybe it's an exchange or two that basically just got caught offside, and now they've just laid into the market, because if you look at the actual structure of Bitcoin, this came very fast after the 10th of the 10th, didn't it? So whoever was selling here basically saw the opportunity where they needed to get out of the market, and they could get out of the market at high prices. So they got out of the market at high prices, sold a hell of a lot of Bitcoin. Then what happens here is you reach a point where it's not worth them selling any Bitcoin anymore until they can generate enough liquidity. So you pin Bitcoin, you put it in a position where it's in a range. What you then do is build liquidity above and below, and then you go after one side and then choose your direction, which then Bitcoin built liquidity above and below, goes up, takes the top side, and then bang, there's your chance to then lay into the market again and get as much money out as you can using the liquidity that's being built up. So that's basically what has happened over the past kind of 3-4 months. But there doesn't have to be a reason all the time. Obviously, this leg here was just the fact that the cycle ended. Roger Ver was correct. BCH is real Bitcoin. This is the guy here. Yeah, this is the guy. So let me tell you exactly what he said. There we go. So this guy says, anyone that's wondering obviously what's going on and why Bitcoin and Epstein are being talked about in the same thing, it's because one, Epstein has had a load of emails containing Bitcoin and talking to Bitcoin early people, and even later, towards 2017, 2018, they were discussing just crypto in general with people. But basically says, Epstein emailed me because I was like the CEO of Bitcoin at the time. As you can see, they view me as the enemy, not a friend. What happened? I was a 22-year-old nerd hacker living in my mum's spare bedroom. I founded a company with a friend. Some random billionaire offers to invest. I'm like, oh my God, yes. My co-founder does due diligence and allegations come up, so he has doubts. What happens to be visiting New York? So I put them in touch. He actually visits Epstein. Later, he came back and was like, absolutely not. And then you can see they actually despised us for being idealists and radicals, but we were just trying to get it. But they were just trying to get intel from us. They ended up funding all the other Bitcoin guys, not us, though. So that's obviously what has happened from there. Now that post that he quoted is unavailable, but there's the email. So from Epstein, so that'll be US probably, won't it? So the 4th of June. Hey pal, running out to a kid's birthday party. We'll dig up their info. So these are folks who are not trying to build a business. They are the crazy open source folks who are radicals. So I think that's obviously between these two people. Whoever this guy is, I have no idea who that is. But that's obviously what's happened this week. It's just obviously it's just come out that it's remarkable, isn't it? Stonksy called the Bitcoin drop absolutely perfectly. But yeah, I think probably head up to there for now. We head up towards here, come into supply, and then fall back down is probably what I'm viewing. Anyone else got any ideas or thoughts on the market? I think here, you approach a logical 1 hour point where the dead cat bounce ends, and then you rip it back to the downside. Also, it's obviously high time frame resistance again now. Roger Ver was correct. Oh yeah, you've already read that. Hey, Jalapeno, how are we doing? Great to see you. Hey, Spice. Haven't seen you in ages, Spicy. Do make sure you drop a like on the stream. But what does everyone think? Justin, Jalapeno, Steve-O, anyone else? Where does everyone think we're going? Where does everyone think we're going next? I think probably something. It'd be good to actually get some high time frame viewpoints as well. I think obviously low time. I think we're gonna dead cat bounce and then kind of push it back down to consolidate. But I think overall this is kind of my view going in towards the rest of the year. I think probably we'll build a base, bounce, come up somewhere in and around that region, 80 to 85, and then see final leg down, capitulation, and then that's it, done. I think kind of that's my view anyway. What does everyone else think? Vote time, you are correct, Nick. Vote time. Okay. There you go. But yeah, let me know what everyone else thinks. What do you think kind of your high time frame thesis is? What do you think your high time frame thesis is? Let me know. I think kind of something like that makes sense to me anyway. It's like the old times with Justin and Dave. Amazing how blood brings us back out for the fun. Hey, you know what it is? It's just like, it's nice to get some volatility in it. It's just nice to get volatility. Like, it was like, obviously when we were breaking down here, it's just nice to get volatility. Obviously, it's not nice from a spot perspective. From a spot perspective, it's obviously awful. But I mean, just to when you just see it breaking down or breaking up, just anywhere where there's volatility. Obviously, this point here, this point here, this point here, all fun and games, isn't it? But obviously, naturally, at some point, you have to take the opposite side of the pendulum, don't you? So I think that's obviously what we're getting at the moment. But I'm just surprised how fast it was. Yeah. Well, I think probably. I think, well, really, that's how Bitcoin trades now, isn't it? Bitcoin trades completely differently. Bitcoin trades completely differently to what we used to know. And I think, obviously, that's probably what we need to get our head around is we get consolidation, then we get fast moves, and that's it. Like that's all we get. You get consolidation, and this dates back all the way to the start of the cycle. If you look, we only get consolidation and then fast moves. That's just how Bitcoin trades now. So consolidation, fast move, consolidation, fast move, consolidation. That was part of consolidation, that one, really. That was just, I remember that candle. That was when they filed for the ETFs. We're still within that range, but overall, that was a lengthy consolidation as well. That was like 8 months too. But then consolidation, fast move, consolidation, fast move, consolidation. Fucking hell, that was awful, weren't it? Fast move, consolidation. Then this is where obviously the downside started to come into play in terms of, instead of it being consolidation-y downtrend, actually fast and aggressive. Then, consolidation, then fast move to the upside. Then we started to kind of just grind, didn't we? Like, we ground for a bit, consolidation. There's your fast move. And then obviously there's your consolidation. Now here is the trend shift. So then you go into a trend shift. So then there's your fast move to the downside. So now what we're doing, all we're doing is we're keeping to the theme of Bitcoin now being a mostly consolidation-y asset where it just consolidates and then has an aggressive move every now and again. But here's where we shift trend. The aggressive move is to the downside, then consolidation, then bang, aggressive, volatile move. Jalapeno thinks 38k, pretty reasonable, really. I find it hard to believe they are going to let all of those people get away with shorting for that long and not wipe them out. I think they probably will wipe them out, but up to a certain point, innit? Up to a certain point. So yeah, probably what we'll do now is consolidate. Now, what I expect is we'll see diagonal consolidation where we'll just grind up. So we'll slowly, it won't really be it won't be consolidation as in going sideways, but what we'll do is we'll just grind up in a channel slowly, just really edging up slightly, and then you hit a point, and then bang, there's your last leg, and then there's the bear market done. Not that bad. Come the end of the year, we should be done. Unless something really bad happens, and then it goes into next year as well. But we are coming to that time where, we're almost 2 years away from the halving. Bitcoin typically bottoms, before it's 1 year to go to a halving. So, bottoming this year makes sense in terms of timeline. We've just stuck to the 4-year cycle, haven't we? We've just stuck to the 4-year cycle. The 4-year cycle is alive and kicking. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. So I suppose you've just got to build your own thesis. Doesn't mean I'll be correct. I may be wrong, but I think definitely if we get sub 40k, that's just a gift in it. Anything sub 40k. By the way, is the poll up? Just seems to have froze. Oh, I've been kicked out of YouTube. I've been kicked out of the Google account actually. Right. I can't see anything on the YouTube side of managing the chat. So yeah, let me try and get back into it. I'm gonna have to right. I'm not gonna. I don't know if the poll's gone up or not. If it's not, I won't be able to put it up because I've been signed out of the Google account. I'd say maybe 90% alts now completely gone and won't ever come back. Yeah, I was. Yeah, I mean, let's actually have a look. Let's just turn Stonksy off for a sec. We just want to look at the chart. But let's actually have a look. Yeah, where are a lot of altcoins on the monthly? There is a lot of FUD around Binance. I think it will get closed down. No, I don't think it will get closed down. No, I don't think it will get closed down. There's a lot of question on, obviously. There's a lot of question and allegations around the part in the 10th of the 10th crash. So there's a lot of that, but I don't think it'll get closed down. I also don't think really that they'll be in trouble. I mean, a lot of people may withdraw from there and, move the funds elsewhere. But Binance has made such a biblical amount of money, basically from like 2021 onwards. I think probably they've got more than enough money that anyone can even imagine and guess. So I think they'll probably be fine. What they may do is just lose a lot of custom, but I think they'll be fine. I mean, if they was even in the bad situation, CZ has more than enough money to support it. But I don't think that's the case. I think probably what they've done is they've just kind of wrecked their image. CZ's kind of wrecked his image. And again, this is all purely allegation based. It doesn't mean to necessarily mean that they actually had a part in it or whatever. But I think obviously with what's going around and that's been obviously what's thrown the negative around Binance and CZ. So yeah, I don't know. And like OKX CEO has posted about it, but no one's actually really posted any evidence. Everyone's just posted the theory, which is basically it involves USDE and then a promotion that Binance was running at the time for people to lock up USDC or USDT and throw that into USDE and something like that, which is what it's been pinned towards. But we may never know, and there may actually never be any concrete proof. But that's basically what has caused it. And again, it's just swings and roundabouts in it. Binance may lose a lot of custom, and people will go up elsewhere, whether it to be Bybit, BLOFIN, WEEX, KuCoin, wherever. Let's see. Jalapeno says, look at ARB. ARB's around here somewhere. Here. Oh, fucking hell. Look at the state of that. That is shocking, isn't it? That is shocking. Yeah, I mean, you find it hard to believe that I mean, that is shocking, isn't it? What a money grab that is. What a money grab. I mean, look at Jupiter. Fuck. Oh. I mean, look at that. What a distribution range that was. It's awful, isn't it? I mean, look at that. They rebranded that token as well. So there's not even any levels of support on any of these. Feel crap seeing Bitcoin at 65k again. Mate, yeah, if you feel crap, you know, it's a bad time. It's a bad time. But what I would say is, and I don't personally know your situation. I don't personally know your situation. But what I would say is, what you want to try and do, the best you can anyway, is change it from being caught up in the bearishness and being caught up in kind of like the panic and the fear and everything, and try and just sit yourself down, settle down, and just try and figure out how you can turn it into an opportunity. You know, whether that be buying here, or, you know, if you want to buy at 50k, 40k, 30k, if we get there, you've got to, you know, you can't go back and you can't do anything about the past. So there's no point just sitting on your laurels and thinking, oh, I should have done this or I should have done that. It's over and it's finished. Just kind of figure out how you can turn it into an opportunity and do better. Steve said, Dave, the dump won't be done till some exchanges close. No questions. Binance is safe-o. Yeah, I think probably a lot. I think we'll see that some people were in trouble following the 10th of the 10th, won't we? And this is the aftershock of it, innit? Of probably them having to offload assets to try and claw some liquidity back. The advice I would give to somebody who's been through multiple times like this: it's only money. Easy to say, I know, but don't make a temporary feeling a permanent solution. Yeah, just you've got to try and think of it as an opportunity instead of getting, you know, down about it, haven't you? Obviously, you are going to be down if you're losing money. Like, that's just a fact, innit? Everyone wants to make money, not lose it. But what you can do is turn it into an opportunity where you can say, right, this has been shit, and it may continue to be shit until the end of the year. We may have some decent bounces and that, but it may continue to be shit in terms of the high time frame trend. But you know, at some point it's going to turn around. So you're better off just sitting down and analyzing and thinking, right, I'm gonna do this, this, and this. And I think, you know, this is good value and this is good value. And you're just going to have to sit through the pain and then hope, obviously, within the next year or two that it proved to be a good decision. And that's all you can do, really. But, I mean, some of these, look at the state of this. Look at that. Oh, no, this was just a fucking horrendous. I mean, look at that. Look at that. That I drew on Inge. Fucking hell. I don't even know when the last time we looked at this was. But look at that. Topped out there. To be fair, we probably already topped out there by the time when I drew that, but we definitely hadn't been down here. Well, last time I looked at Inge. But we won't get back up there. We won't get back up there for that. It's more likely to be fucking somewhere down here like that, innit? And then die. So look at the state of some of these. Jesus. Oh, yeah, there you go. Dead. OP's dead. Fucking hell. It's bad, this, isn't it? Oh! What? Oh. You can't imagine what's going to happen to some of these, can you, if Bitcoin goes any lower? I mean, look at that. Compound is at new lows. You can't. This is one of the worst charts I've ever seen in my life, to be honest. That is one of the worst charts I've ever seen in my life. For anyone that doesn't know, TMG bought this like back in 2020, and it did like 100x. That's shocking, isn't it? You know what? That's the biggest troll ever. That's the biggest troll in it. The fact that the market has just been dying and this thing has just been up only. That is the biggest troll. But I mean, some of these are shocking. What the fuck? SWC must be well done over with eGold. Maybe, mate. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. MSTR up at 116. MSTR bouncing. There you go. So this was the region to bounce on MSTR, to be fair. I think naturally, probably eventually, we head back down towards $50. I think that line there eventually is probably where MSTR is going. But we probably see a bounce first alongside Bitcoin. And then the Ponzi is really tested in it. 67.5K now. I mean, you look at Sol, don't you, as well? You look at Sol, and just lost all levels over the past 2 years. Like, that was two years support. It's just lost it. You look at it and you think, right, well, there is kind of like, I know Steve-O's looking at $25, but there's kind of your optimum chance as well. It's like 40. Save with crypto. Here he is. How we doing? I sold all my e-gold days ago. I do have some Zeb paying e-gold LPs though. Well, there you go. Save with crypto in the house. How are we doing? It's been a long old time. It's been a long old time. How are you? Yeah, so there is your answer. Colour me bed. Is this RN? RN, colour me bed. Is that you? What would happen to the Bitcoin from MSTR if it fails? Would it all be sold at market or seized? What do you mean fails? I don't think that they won't. I don't think they'll ever be in a position where it would just completely blow up. I don't think, because they will just outright own a lot of it, where they don't owe any debt on a lot of it. But what would happen is, obviously, if they can't make loan repayments, then they would have to sell Bitcoin to fund that. So that's how it would work. Is, say for instance, like, and we're a long time off that. So the problem with MSTR is that I don't really think that there's anything that could happen this year or even next year that would actually even cause MSTR to blow up, unless we got something just completely mad on Bitcoin, which would be like, say, back to 10K. Then that may then really fuck them up. But they've got a long while until they owe money out, basically. I think they've got like $1 billion or $2 billion owed in next year in 2027. But then a lot of it is due in 2028, 2029, 2030, 2031. So I think probably, I think it's all right. What would happen is, potentially, obviously, just the market would do its thing where it will cause enough fear, doubt and panic to where the market just starts acting like MSTR is about to blow up, and then obviously then that just drives the price lower. But I don't think really anything could even happen this year to the point where they'd have to sell any. They've supposedly got anyway. I don't know if they've still got it. They had that USD reserve that was covering 2 years of dividend payments, didn't they? But Saylor, he'll see prices like this and he'll think that probably they should unload it into more Bitcoin, which would be dangerous because then they wouldn't have any cash on hand to pay dividends. But they did have enough dividend money to cover 2 years. They don't really owe any debt. There's a little bit next year. 2028 is the big one. 2028, I think they owe, I mean, this is just guessing off the top of my head, but I think it's about 5 or 6 billion in 2028. And obviously what they're probably hoping to do is refinance it or sell MSTR or pay with MSTR shares. I don't fucking know. I don't have that deep of an understanding of it. But I think they're probably all right. But what naturally will happen is the market will just create enough fear and uncertainty for itself to the point where people just start acting like it'll blow up, which then creates bottoms, which is good. But yeah, so that's where we're up to anyway. But yeah, MSTR seeing a good bounce. Nobody really cares about MSTR now. I mean, if I was going to buy a crypto stock, it would probably be Coinbase. To be fair, I think probably Coinbase. You just basically tagged along to the market, aren't you? Pretty much. Like, you just tagged along to the market. if I was going to buy any crypto stock, I think I would just buy Coinbase. I think over MSTR. MSTR is basically just like a leverage stock in it. Like the way it trades, you're basically just like playing with like a 3x leverage stock, like buying Coinbase stock but on 3x. Like basically that's what it's like with MSTR. It's that fucking volatile. So yeah. Bitmine. Oh, yeah, Bitmine. Bitmine's the one. Bitmine's the one that could blow up. I mean the stock price is fucked, innit? The stock is, but they're so down. Let me get it up. And I'll get Sailor's one up as well. Let me get it up. Let me reshare. I tell you what though, it's good to see some familiar faces. There's a few people in the chat that we've not seen in a while, like Jalapeno, like Save with Crypto. There's a lot of people in the chat that we've not seen in a while, which is good. But Sailor's down 11.5%, 6.2 billion. I don't know. I think probably. I mean, this is the one where oh fucking hell. It's outrageously bad, isn't it? It's bad to the point where it's actually outrageous how bad it is. Minus 50%, basically. Lost $8 billion. So their average entry, that says 3,825. That's their average entry. Just terrible entry, innit? I mean, that's way worse than even Sailor's entry. Like Sailor's entry at least is like minus 40% ish from or like 35 from the all-time high. Like Tom Lee's entry is like minus 20%. I only come out for pain and suffering. You love it, you Hala, don't you? Someone needs to pay for TMG's martini. Hey, good one. Good one. Yeah. Absolutely shocking, that, innit? Absolutely shocking. I mean, you can't do anything in that situation, can you? You can't do anything in that situation. Like, all they can do now is just hope and pray. Like, that's literally it. All they can do is hope and pray that it comes back or sell, which they're obviously not going to do. But what he just needs to stop talking, doesn't he? Like, honestly, like the guy, I mean, first and foremost, you know, you got to show respect to him because he's a very wealthy man and he's got himself into a position where, you know, like most of us would love to be in, to have, you know, that much money and success and stuff. But the guy all last year was basically saying like Bitcoin was going to go to 200k, 300k, ETH was going to go to like 15k all last year, and even come the end of it, he kept just lowering his targets to like 10k, 8k, 7k. But it doesn't do the market any good confidence-wise when someone's on there and just keeps saying that Bitcoin, you know, the bottom's in and it's going to go up. I'm trying to find a video for you. This was literally this week. I think it was Monday. I think it was Monday. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. So this was Monday.
To be bottoming right now.
77.5k.
And enough time has passed. So I think as long as crypto fundamentals are good, which is the case, you know, Ethereum active address is going parabolic right now, and activity. Part of it is, of course, Wall Street is building up digital assets and converging those businesses. If that's the case, then crypto prices should follow. Are in place for,
you know, just stop talking. just stop talking. Stop going on to the NBC. Stop calling bottoms. Stop doing everything, please. And to be fair, this actually raises a bigger issue. of treasury companies. every single treasury company now is basically underwater. I don't think there's probably one treasury company that's actually above water. And you got to think, you know, Metaplanet. Metaplanet have got a horrendous entry, haven't they? Hang on, let me pull that up. God, honestly, some of these treasury companies, my God. Let's see. I'm sure there's one. Is it this one actually? No, it's not that one. Hang on. No, it's not that one. Hang on. Is it this one? No. I found a proper neat little website the other day where it had everything listed. Here it is. I think it's actually on what? It's a similar website to that Sailor Tracker one. Here it is. Proper good looking website, to be fair. I mean, look at that. It's got like live thingo of all the treasury companies and everything. But, I mean, look at Metaplanet. Fucking hell. Does it show? If I click on Metaplanet, let's see. So they don't actually have that much, but in relative to the position, they're minus 37%. Now they don't actually hold like an insane amount of Bitcoin compared to obviously what Strategy do. And you know, even if you're comparing that to Bitmine, it's not that much, but they're still down over a third on their investment. So, no, this is the thing, innit? And you look back on it now, and all that was just a massive sign of just greed, wasn't it? And like just proper bubble, like just how many treasury companies there was. But you look at some of these. Let's have a look at Strive. How much Bitcoin do they hold? 800. They're down 36%. And this is probably one of the main issues, and that's coming to the front. Is the next thing capitulation for treasury companies? You know, is the next thing that's coming capitulation for treasury companies? Yeah, a lot of these don't own a lot. I mean, look at the London Bitcoin Company. They only own 86, but still, I mean, I'd love to have 86 Bitcoin. But yeah, I think that's probably one of the next main issues is what happens to all these treasury companies. And it's not just Bitcoin ones, is it? It's not just Bitcoin ones. It's obviously Ethereum. Like you've got Bitmain, but then you've got SBET. You know, what are they called? I can't remember what the name, the actual company name is for SBET. Some gaming company in it or something. I can't remember. You've got Solana one. You know, UPXI. I mean, let's have a look at that. I've got them on here. Some of them anyway. You've got GameStop owning some Bitcoin, haven't you? GameStop bought like $1 billion of Bitcoin. Yeah, you got SBET there. I mean, look at the state of some of these charts. That's basically all the way back down to where it first bought ETH. And to think once upon a time that was up at like $82. Look at the state of it. UPXI is a Solana one. What's going on here with some of these? I mean, it just looks like a big bubble, doesn't it? It literally just looks like a big bubble, like the treasury company whole thing. Maybe that was the bubble of this cycle. Like last cycle, the big bubble was basically like too complex DeFi stuff and NFTs, weren't it? Where this cycle, it looks like just treasury companies is the bubble. But I'm really interested in acquiring some miner stocks. The miner stocks perform really well. This miner stock is brilliant. I think long term, I think that this has been my favorite miner for a while. I know obviously Wiz was big on this, and fucking hell, I missed out big time on that. But I think Bitmine, one to keep an eye on. They have really good equipment, and their efficiency is really good as well. But look at Tron on the stock market as well, down to $1. So yeah, honestly, who knows? Who knows? Steve says, all good, thanks. I'm often watching. I like the show. Thank you very much. It's good to know that you're watching. It's good to know that you're watching. I didn't think that you watched anymore. Because I've never seen you in the chat. But the fact that you're still watching is really nice. I hope you're all good. Imagine knowing people has dipped your pocket for 8.5 billion. Insane, isn't it? $8.5 billion of liquidity entered and exited the market at Tom Lee's expense. I see, it's funny, isn't it? But at the same time, it's like, you know, it does create a real potential black swan event for the market. I mean, you know, where does it go from here? Let's see what Bitcoin's doing. Yeah, on the hourly. Maybe we're not even going to get up to my target. Who knows? We're being walked up nicely at the moment, aren't we? I mean, that would kind of be more than a gift, more than anything, wouldn't it? So, and the reason, obviously, on the 1 hour you can see it there. I've shown it on the weekly, but I mean, if you go to the daily and actually zoom out, hang on. If you go to the daily and zoom out, you know, you'll be able to really cast your mind back and remember that was the sticking point. You know, look at it. Look at it on the daily. We got, obviously, all-time high, topped out, momentum ran out, bang. But then we had 1 try, 2 try, 3 try, 4 tries, 5, 6, 7, and then bang. So it took 8 tries. It took 8 tries to break that region last time, which lasted 8 months. Hence why, you know, it might not be as easy as just, let's just bounce and V-reverse and blah de blah de blah. There's a real chance that SR is now really tight, and we might not even go up to there where I thought. You know, what is the chance that we just spend loads of time in here again? We might not get up to there. You know, we could genuinely be now stuck in this range again. Which would be fucking horrendous, wouldn't it? Like, imagine that. Imagine us having to spend another, 6 months in this range. Oh. It was horrendous last time, wasn't it? I remember, last time we spent 8 months in this range, and it was absolutely horrendous. But, you know, it's a real possibility that maybe we're stuck in here again. And then, for all you people that love your patterns, that just creates one massive head and shoulders pattern, doesn't it? Like, that just creates one massive head and shoulders pattern for anyone that loves the patterns. You know, you can have a head and shoulders where the head has got 2 heads or 3 heads, whatever you want. I don't know. But that actually is the possibility for that. You measure that move, that'd probably take us all the way down to 30k, maybe even 25. So it's not out of the realms of possibility, is it? And also, remember that bear flag we were talking about on stream? I know Jeff mentioned it, but I mentioned it in one of my videos as well. That's actually basically fully played out now, isn't it? That bear flag. Like, that indeed genuinely was a bear flag. Like, if you look at it, it's not gone all the way to the bottom, but it got bloody close. It got close, didn't it? So, yeah. Anyway, less of that. Less of my bad language as well. I apologise for my bad language. We are going to get US Open in 15 minutes. Also, the main thing is as well, we want to see obviously how this is performing, because this had a bad day yesterday, and that just, we were talking about it yesterday, weren't we? We were talking, not yesterday, on Wednesday. On Wednesday, we were saying how, this is a huge risk for Bitcoin and crypto, because Bitcoin had already fell 40% at the time, and this thing hasn't budged. It budges yesterday for 1.5%, and look what happened to Bitcoin. It just completely shat itself. So, yeah, we'll have to see. No, I haven't got the bell, no, mate. I give up with that. I give up. I keep saying I'm going to get the bell, and I just keep forgetting. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe we're going to get, maybe we'll get this. Maybe we'll get this squeeze all the way up. Maybe we won't. I'm going to go to the toilet anyway. I'm going to go make a coffee. I'll be back in a few minutes, people. Make sure you drop a like. Get your comment in. Come on, flood the comments with stuff for me to read when I get back. And yeah, we've got US Open coming at us. I mean, what time it is? I want to have a look at some Bitcoin liquidations next, because we must have liquidated about $2 billion in Bitcoin longs in the past 24 hours. So yeah, don't go anywhere. I'll be back in a minute. Enjoy a nice rest for a sec. Right, I'm back. I'm back with a lovely cup of coffee. Muji says Bitcoin 200k cross, liquidate Sailor tick. I don't think he's going to get liquidated, is he? Unfortunately. I mean, a lot of people think that he's like just a net negative for the space, and I think I basically just explained it in my video, didn't I? Wait, was that only yesterday? What day did I do that video? Oh, honestly, that thing's about 3 days ago. Or was it this one? I think it was that one, actually. I think it was the This Is Getting Serious one, I think. No, it wasn't. I think it was the Big Short one. I think it was the one that is the Big Short, I think. Bitcoin's Big Short. I think that's where I explained it. Anyway, in one of them, I can't remember which one it was. I explained basically like just Sailor's why Sailor was basically just ruined strategies, Bitcoin strategy, pardon the pun. But yeah, I mean, in essence, the guy just was obsessed with buying Bitcoin and just refused to actually do any proper planning. I mean, the whole issue around it is not like acquiring as much Bitcoin as possible. That is like bullish in it, and that is like obviously a good thing to just try and acquire as much Bitcoin as you can. Nothing wrong with that. But it's the fact that there's just it doesn't seem like there's any proper planning. Like, they've got, for the amount of money that they were throwing at Bitcoin, they should have employed the best analysts and strategists that they could find in the whole world. When you throw in $50-odd billion at something, you find the absolute best that you can. And I refuse to believe that the absolute best in the business thought that the proper strategy was to just absolutely top blast the shit out of Bitcoin above 100k, leave nothing really on the side for lower levels, and also not think that Bitcoin could also go back down towards like 60, 70k. Like, you cannot tell me that like any, like, you know, you could find the best in the business, but like, you're not telling me that like where Sailor's strategy just seems to be, right, let's raise money and let's just fucking throw it all in at once. Like, it's mental, innit? Like, go on the weekly chart. Like, how have they not got people around in that boardroom or just, you know, in the headquarters or whatever saying, we probably should keep some money on the side just in case things get a bit, you know, a bit fragile. Like, this whole area, he was top blasting all this, weren't he? Initially, he was top blasting all this and then just top blasting anywhere he could in all here and just leaving no money on the sidelines for down here, simultaneously dragging their entry up massively. You know that this time 2 years ago, Strategy's entry was 40k. That could very well be in and around the bottom of this cycle. You know, this bear market. That could be the bottom of this bear market. So they potentially may have never gone into the red or go into the red slightly. Now, they may have had a lot less Bitcoin. But that's where greed takes over, innit? You know, when is enough enough? And that's how things blow up, by people not thinking that enough is enough and thinking that you need to stretch and stretch and stretch and over leverage and over leverage and over leverage. Sailor have people's money, doesn't really care. But this is another thing, though. They don't owe any of it back really until the main repayments come in like in 2028. So they don't owe anything. They don't really owe anything this year, and if they do, it's not really a massive amount. And I think he'll always find people to lend him money until Bitcoin, say, drops to like 30k. If it does, I think anything, you know, towards like 50, 60k, Sailor will find people to give him money. I think it will just happen. I think we'd have to see something really like crazy to reach a point where he can't finance anymore. Which I don't know if we'll get to that point or not. Possible, but I don't know. But yeah, mental. Absolutely mental. What does everyone else think? Do make sure you drop the like on the video, please. On the stream, sorry. Do make sure you drop a like on the stream. But yeah, I think I mean, I'm rocking with this. I think this makes perfect sense to me. Yeah, it just generally makes sense. Oh, can you imagine 30k? Thing is, people won't buy 30k, will they, as well? You just know that people won't buy 30k. Oh, I'll buy as much as I possibly can. Like, if it gets anywhere near 35, 30k, oh, honest to God, I would load up so hard. I would load up so hard on it. Another FTX thing is coming, I think. I'd probably agree. Yeah, I think it's a bit far fetched to imagine that no one has blown up in this whole past like 4 or 5 month thing, particularly from the 10th of the 10th onwards. So I would agree with you, Muji. Yeah, I think we'll just have to wait and see who it is and how fast it comes to light. But it does seem that way, doesn't it? I mean, it's the aggressive nature of the sell-off, innit? It's the aggressive nature of the sell-off. I mean, literally, not even 2 weeks ago, we'd popped above 90k. Not even 2 weeks ago. So yeah, it does seem. What is everybody trying to accumulate right now, or are they waiting? That's a good question. I mean, I'm only really bothered about Bitcoin. I'm only really bothered about Bitcoin. I'm just I'll sit tight and wait, and I'll sit tight and wait for 40, 30k. And if it doesn't come, then I'll have to deal with that at another point. But I think we've got a long way to go this year, haven't we? We've got a long way to go this year. And maybe not. Maybe we don't get it. Maybe this is the bottom. You know, maybe this area proves to be the ultimate bottom. You know, we've done minus 52%. Maybe we'll get minus 60, and that'll be it. Who knows? We might not get down here, but if we do get down there, holy hell, that's a fire sale. That's a fire sale, and you want to take advantage of that, my friends. But yeah, I think that's kind of where we're in and around, isn't it? I think people are waiting for US to attack Iran and they'll buy. Yeah, maybe. Remember what happened at the start of 2022? Start of 2022 was when Russia invaded Ukraine, and Bitcoin dropped all the way to 30k, I think, or somewhere in and around there. Anyway, I can't remember exactly. And then after that, after the initial shock, I remember it because I was away, and I remember like Bitcoin had like a 10% day, like not too long after, which was obviously people buying after the initial shakeout. And then we went on a decent bounce then, didn't we, into March, April time when Bitcoin went back up towards 50k. And then, of course, we melted down. Obviously, you know, with catalyst being Luna. But you don't always have to have a catalyst. You don't always have to have a catalyst for price to move. If you always need a catalyst for price to move, then there would be completely no edge in the market at all, and it would just be fully insider, which a lot of it probably is as well, to be fair. But you know, price can just move where it wants to go for many reasons. But yeah, I think that's probably what we're looking at anyway. But yeah, I think definitely going to be an interesting time, isn't it? It's definitely going to be an interesting time. Oh, that's what we were going to look at. We were going to look at liquidations, weren't we? Now, not this. Oh no, that's the heat map. Hang on. I just want liquidations. No. Look at that, 10th of the 10th. $16.7 billion of long. I mean, look at this. We haven't even made it. Oh, there we go. I know, 31st of January. That's 10th on the list. 22nd of September is 6th. I mean, look at all them from 2021. 2021, 2021, 2021, 2021. Insane. Let me just see. There we go. Yeah, so over the... Oh, I said 2 billion, didn't I? I was close. Got 1.91 billion in longs liquidated. I mean, look at shorts. Bloody hell. Shorts got excited, didn't they? Shorts got excited. I mean, oh no, actually, that's in 24 hours. 12-hour wrecked. I mean, there's hardly any. Shorts haven't even really begun to be squoze yet, have they? Shorts really haven't begun to be squoze yet at all. Oh, we're open. Ding, 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 ding. To 67.5k at the moment. Looks like we're pushing up initially. Let's go down to the 5-minute chart. I just realised I didn't turn Stonksy back on before. When, yeah. Come on, higher. Squeeze it all the way up. Squeeze it all the way up. Isn't it mad? Seeing that number. Like, seeing that number's crazy, isn't it? I bet he never thought it would go this low. Who? Who are you on about, Jeffro? I bet he never thought it would go this low. Who? Sailor? His arse will start to fall out if we lose the 200 weekly moving average. Let me tell you. He just doesn't do any proper planning, does he? And this is the whole thing, like, everyone was so convinced that we'd broke the 4-year cycle without actually any evidence of it. Just all theory. And if you notice, it's all the same as what we got in 2021. 2021, we had just non-stop super cycle talk. We got it again this time. And all this year so far, and actually all since the November drop, we've been saying on this stream, haven't we, that unless Bitcoin actually shows us the cycle's broken, then you can rock with the 4-year cycle. We said this all along since that November drop, saying that, you know, until Bitcoin actually shows us that it's broke the 4-year cycle, then you can rock with the 4-year cycle theory. And then obviously we'd be going into a retrace. So, yeah. But Bitcoin's looking a bit pumpy. Looking a bit pumpy, low time frame. We're up 7% on the day already, which is good. You notice how, though? You notice how there's not really overall altcoin strength compared to Bitcoin? I mean, yeah, you know, you've got XRP up 18% there, but that's because it got hammered like 30% yesterday. You know, it was weighed more down than everything else. But look at the lack of extra strength in altcoins. Solana isn't even up as much as Bitcoin. Solana's not even up as much as Bitcoin. It's 1% lagging. ETH is basically up the same. Hype's up 2.5%. BNB's up 6.6%. When Bitcoin is so up on a day like this, when it's 8% up, and altcoins are barely just getting to that same figure, it's not a really good sign, is it? Like, a bit interesting, the fact that we've not really got altcoins taking full advantage to claw back some of them losses. They're literally just matching Bitcoin's movement, which is not normally the case. I think that was the same yesterday as well, though, weren't it? When they were losing it. I don't think Sol and ETH were really too much further down than Bitcoin, which potentially says that, you know, a lot of altcoins maybe have already been hit enough for now. What's this? Yeah. Nice move up on US Open. Nice move up on US Open, and we'll see what happens over the weekend. Do make sure you get in the Discord. Discord is in the description, first link, if you're not already in it. There was plenty of talk between us last night when the market was melting down and the price was dropping. It's probably going to be the same all over the weekend as well, because it's going to be interesting to see what happens over the next few days going into next week. We do also have that massive CME gap. So, when I drew that on the weekly chart, that's like the perfect bait now, isn't it? The perfect bait for a potential run up is the closure of that CME gap up towards 84.5k, which would make the perfect rally up to maybe then cut it back down. But I don't know. We'll see anyway. Thank you very much for watching today. Hope you've enjoyed it. And yeah, obviously I'll be back streaming on Monday, so I'll see you then. Get in the Discord. It's completely free. If you want to trade anywhere, the links are in the description as well for BLOFIN, WEEX, non-KYC, crypto exchanges. Also, you got Prime XBT in there as an option for crypto, or if you want to trade gold, FX pairs, the SP500, whatever. Prime XBT in there as well. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a great weekend. And yeah, we'll see where we're at, won't we? It should be fascinating. Catch us all soon. Bye-bye.